If this video reached you, pay close attention. This is not an algorithm. It's a message from your future self, sent through time using the same language Thoth used to encode the secrets of the universe. You received it because you're at the exact moment that comes right before your greatest victory, and this is where 99% of people give up. The sign that you're about to win isn't a loud noise, it's a deafening silence. It's that feeling that nothing is happening, an emptiness that makes you question everything. If you're feeling that emptiness right now, that strange stillness, I congratulate you, you've arrived. This silence is proof that the universe has stopped everything to rearrange reality in your favor. It's the quantum vacuum where your desires are being brought into existence. But it's also the final test. Your mind will scream at you to quit, to go back to what felt safe. Don't you dare listen. What I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes is the map to get through this test and receive what is already yours. If you recognize this silence in your life right now, comment below, I am ready to receive. Separate the earth from the fire, the subtle from the dense, gently and with great skill. Rise from the earth to the sky and descend again to the earth and receive the power of the things above and below. Society taught you to seek validation in the material world. You learned to measure your worth by your bank balance, your relationship status, and your job title. And when those external indicators don't change, you assume you're failing. But the universe operates on a different logic, a quantum logic. It aligns energy first, and only then moves matter. What you're feeling right now is the final phase of that energetic alignment. It's like an army quietly positioning itself during the night, preparing for the morning's battle. The victory is already guaranteed, the pieces are already in place. The stillness is just the deep breath before the final push. That's why your presence here, now, is so meaningful. You didn't click on this video out of idle curiosity. Your soul guided you here because you're ready to receive this key. You felt the calling in the emptiness. You sensed that this stillness was different. While others panic and abandon their dreams at this very point, you looked for an answer. That search is what sets you apart. It's proof that you are tuned into the frequency of the 1%. Those who intuitively know that the greatest power doesn't manifest in noise, but in the silence that comes before it. You're about to understand the mechanics behind this. Most people fail because they try to fill that emptiness with more effort, more worry, more control. They try to force the seed to sprout, pulling it out of the soil to see if it's growing, and in doing so, they kill the manifestation. You, however, are about to learn how to honor that silence. You're about to discover that your only task right now is to protect that sacred space, to trust the invisible process. Because there is an ancient, nearly forgotten pattern that describes exactly this moment. And it was recorded thousands of years ago by a civilization that mastered the art of manifesting the impossible. That civilization was the ancient Egyptians. Thousands of years before modern science even dreamed of the quantum field, they not only built pyramids that defy our understanding, they engineered reality itself. They understood that the universe operates under invisible laws, and the wisest among them, Thoth, the scribe of the gods, recorded these secrets in the legendary Emerald Tablets. One of these secrets speaks of the void before creation, the exact silence you're feeling right now. To them, it wasn't a sign of failure, but the final and most crucial stage of manifestation. They knew that when the outer world goes quiet, it's because immense energy is being gathered in the unseen realms, preparing to collapse into the physical world. Imagine a massive dam. Water accumulates in silence, pressure builds every second, but on the outside, everything looks calm and still, until at the right moment, the gates open and a powerful force is released, capable of generating energy for an entire city. The silence in your life is that dam filling up. Every desire, every intention, every prayer you've made is adding more water and more pressure to that invisible structure. So understand this: you're not going through a hard time. You're in the middle of an alchemical transmutation. The alchemists didn't just try to turn metal into gold. That was a metaphor for a much deeper process: the transformation of consciousness. They were transforming the lead of ignorance, fear, and limitation into the gold of awakened awareness, freedom, and power. Every challenge you've faced, every door that closed, every tear you've shed was a necessary ingredient in that process. The fire of despair heated your inner crucible, purifying your soul and preparing it to hold the light of your new reality. The Egyptian priests, the masters of this spiritual alchemy, knew this moment would come for the chosen ones of each generation. They recorded that precisely when the gold is about to form, when the transformation is almost complete, the raw material, the lead, puts up its greatest resistance. It's the darkest moment before dawn. They left a clear warning about a final test that happens exactly at this stage. A trap that captures the vast majority of souls who've come so far. It's a test designed to separate the merely curious from those truly committed to their own evolution. This test doesn't show up as a monster or an external enemy. It arises from within. It's a test of faith, but not blind faith that waits passively. It's a test of active trust in the invisible process. The Egyptians knew that the human mind, conditioned by the physical world, becomes the greatest adversary at this stage. The mind demands proof, certainty, guarantees. It can't handle the void, the lack of external stimuli. And it's the mind's reaction to that void that determines whether the dam will open or whether the accumulated pressure will be lost in vain. They mapped this reaction and saw that it follows a predictable pattern, a pattern that leads almost everyone to ruin, even when they're just one step away from the finish line. The warning Thoth recorded wasn't about an external force to fight, but about an internal tendency to overcome. The nature of this test is so counterintuitive, so opposite to everything we've been taught about fighting and conquering, that it's the reason why most people fail, even when they're so close to fulfilling their deepest dreams. The paradox of the final test. The nature of this test, the reason why most people fail, is its paradox. It is here, on the threshold of receiving everything, that the universe presents its most counterintuitive challenge. In the exact moment when you most want to control the outcome, when anxiety is screaming at you to do something, the test demands the opposite: complete surrender. Imagine holding a bird in your hand. If you grip it too tightly out of fear that it will escape, you suffocate it. If you open your hand completely, it flies away. The art is in holding your hand in a cupped shape, creating a safe space where it chooses to stay. Your desires work the same way. Your desperate wanting energy, born from the fear of not having, creates a repelling force. It's a cry of lack to the universe. Every time you think, "I need this to happen now," you're actually affirming energetically, "This isn't happening now." You're focusing on the absence, the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And by the law of attraction, the universe responds to your dominant vibration. If you vibrate lack, it gives you more experiences of lack, so you can keep vibrating what you're already vibrating. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you stuck. This is the great filter. This is where most people panic. The stillness becomes unbearable and they start to force things. They send one more email, make one more call, refresh the bank page every 5 seconds, desperately searching for external confirmation. By doing this, they fail the test. They're shouting to the universe, "I don't trust you, I don't believe what's mine is already on its way, so I have to interfere and control the process." They grab the bird and squeeze it, suffocating the manifestation that was about to gently land in their hands. Your only task now, the only action required, is an internal one. It's to shift from the frequency of wanting to the frequency of receiving. It's a subtle change, but one that completely alters your energetic signature. Stop chasing butterflies and instead tend to your garden so that they come to you. Chasing is exhausting, born of lack, and scares off what you're after. Cultivation is an act of trust, born of certainty, and becomes magnetically attractive. You're no longer running after, you're becoming the destination your desires are traveling toward. This shift in posture is terrifying to the ego. The ego wants to do, to control, to take credit. Surrender feels like giving up, like passivity. But it's not. It is the highest form of action. It is aligning with the flow of the universe instead of swimming against the current. It is trusting that the same intelligence that makes your heart beat without your help and spins galaxies in perfect harmony is also orchestrating the details of your manifestation. It's letting go of the oar and allowing the current to carry you to your destination, which is far more magnificent than anything you could have planned. But how do you actually do this? How do you let go of the oar when your mind is screaming that you're going to crash into the rocks? It's not just an intellectual decision, it's an energetic recalibration. There is a specific technique, almost a vibrational secret code that masters throughout the ages have used to pass this test and shift their frequency almost instantly. A technique that allows you to tend to your inner garden in a way that makes it irresistible to the butterflies of manifestation. This technique, this secret code, is not about doing more, but about being different. It's about consciously shifting your internal vibrational frequency. Modern science is only beginning to understand what ancient mystics have always known. Everything is vibration. Your emotions are not just abstract feelings, they are measurable frequencies. Quantum physics shows us that fear, shame, and guilt vibrate at very low frequencies, around 20 to 100 Hz. These are dense, contracted vibrations that signal scarcity and danger to the quantum field. On the other hand, emotions like gratitude, love, and joy vibrate at much higher frequencies, above 500 Hz. The frequency of 528 Hz, in particular, is known in certain circles as the miracle frequency, or the frequency of transformation and DNA repair. You don't need special equipment or a tuning fork to align with it. You are the instrument. You generate it internally through your conscious choice of focus. Instead of visualizing what you want with a sense of longing, You begin to feel gratitude for already having received it. Feel it in your body now. Don't think about gratitude, feel it. Recall the feeling of relief and joy you had when you received amazing and unexpected news. Recreate that emotion in every cell of your being, but associate it with the desire that has not yet physically manifested. Feel gratitude for already living in your dream home, for already being in the relationship you desire, for already having the health and vitality you seek. This practice tricks the mind and reprograms the body to believe that the desired future is already your present reality. This isn't shallow positive thinking. It's applied physics. By changing your emotion, you change your electromagnetic signature. You literally become a new person at a vibrational level. You stop transmitting the frequency of lack, of asking, of begging, and start transmitting the frequency of receiving, of gratitude, of having. You become a high-frequency beacon, and by universal law, the quantum field must match it, bringing into your life experiences, people, and opportunities that vibrate on the same high frequency you're emitting. Start right now, this instant. Close your eyes for a second. Let go of the story that it hasn't happened yet. For just 30 seconds, allow yourself to feel the pure joy and deep relief of already having everything your heart desires. Feel the warmth spreading through your chest, the smile forming on your face. Don't worry about the how or the when. Just bathe in the emotion of the end result. That feeling, that state of being, is your new and powerful point of attraction. It's your garden blooming, becoming irresistible. Practicing this consistently, even for just a few minutes a day, begins a chain reaction in the universe. You're sending out a new signal, a new order. You're declaring that you are no longer available for the old reality of struggle and scarcity. You're tuning into a new timeline, a new possibility. However, as you begin to practice this and sustain this new frequency, something strange and powerful starts to happen in the world around you. A direct response from the universe to your new vibration. The secret language of the universe begins to speak to you. This response from the universe, this strange and powerful something, is that it stops being silent and starts sending you winks. When you tune into the frequency of receiving, you become capable of perceiving a language that was always there, but had been invisible to you until now. Swiss psychologist Carl Jung called it synchronicity, but it's much more than just meaningful coincidences. These are encoded confirmations, direct messages from your higher self and the universal intelligence, affirming that your new frequency has been received and that delivery is underway. The first form this language takes is through numbers. You'll start seeing repeating number sequences everywhere, almost insistently. You look at the clock and it's 11:11. You check your phone and it's 22:22. The license plate of the car in front of you has the number 333. Your grocery bill comes out to 44.44. It's not your mind playing tricks or just paying more attention. These are vibrational markers. Each number sequence carries a specific frequency, and the universe uses them as signposts to confirm that your own frequency is aligning with that of your manifestation. Soon after, the communication expands beyond numbers. You'll be thinking about a problem, and when you turn on the radio, a song will play with lyrics that contain the exact answer you needed. You'll mention the name of someone you haven't seen in years, and on that same day, you'll run into them on the street. A book will fall off a shelf at a bookstore and open to a page that speaks directly to your heart. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe using the language of symbols, sounds, and encounters to say, "I am here. I heard you. Keep going. You are on the right path. Don't doubt now." At this stage, your intuition becomes your personal translator for this secret language. You'll begin to feel an inner knowing that goes beyond logic and reason, a calm and clear voice that will guide you to turn right instead of left, to call a specific person, to accept an unexpected invitation. Learning to distinguish this voice, the whisper of the soul, from the anxious noise of the mind, becomes your most important skill. The mind shouts. Intuition whispers. The mind is based on the fear of the past. Intuition is based on the wisdom of now. Every synchronicity you recognize and give thanks for strengthens your connection and speeds up the process. It becomes an intimate dialogue between you and the cosmos. You emit a frequency of gratitude, and the universe responds with a wink. You recognize the wink and feel even more trust, raising your frequency even higher. It's an upward spiral of confirmation and faith that makes your energy increasingly magnetic. You're learning to dance with the flow of life instead of fighting against it. This dance of signs and symbols guides you through the veil of illusion, showing you that physical reality is beginning to bend to your new inner reality. It's proof that the matrix is being rewritten in real time. But amid this cascade of positive signs, there's a specific type of synchronicity, a final and often unsettling sign that appears only 24 to 48 hours before your physical manifestation finally becomes real in your life. This final sign, which appears right before your great victory, is the most deceptive of all, a powerful echo from your past. Exactly when you're vibrating high, feeling confident, and seeing synchronicities everywhere, the universe sends one last ultimate test. It shows up as a person, a situation, or an opportunity that represents your old identity, the one you're leaving behind. It might be an ex-partner who once hurt you, reappearing with promises of change, or a safe but soulless job offer that's exactly like the one you had before. This is not a sign that you should go back. It's not the universe telling you you've made a mistake. It's the final test of loyalty to your new reality. It's as if the universe is asking you one last, very concrete question. Are you sure? Have you truly chosen this new, bright future? Or, when faced with the first familiar temptation, will you get scared and go back to the safety of the prison you already know? It's a test of coherence. You can't want a new future while keeping one foot in the energy of the past. Your old identity, your old self that lived in scarcity and fear, is fighting for its survival. That part of you feels threatened by your expansion and your light. So it projects into your path a bait, a distraction, something that feels familiar and safe. It tries to convince you that change is dangerous, that the unknown is scary, and that the familiar, even if painful, is safer. It's a last, desperate attempt by your old pattern to pull you back into the cycle of repetition. The way to pass this test is not to fight, not to get angry or resist. Fighting only feeds the pattern with your energy. The key is simply to recognize the echo for what it is. A ghost, a powerless memory. You look at the situation, the person, the offer, and with calm and inner certainty, you thank it for the lesson it represented in the past. but decline the invitation to dance again. It's saying a firm and serene no, thank you to the past, so you can keep your energetic space open to say a resounding yes to the future. Many people fail here. The familiarity of suffering can be seductive. The promise of a safe harbor, even if it's a mediocre one, can seem tempting when you're sailing toward the unknown. But you who have made it this far now have the map. You know that this is the last guardian at the gate. Overcoming it doesn't require strength, but clarity. The clarity of knowing who you are now and where you are going. It's the final proof that you have truly changed on the inside. And it's exactly in this moment, when you consciously reject the echo of the past and reaffirm your choice for the new, that the magic happens. By passing this test, you prove to the universe that you are energetically ready to receive. You close the door to the past not with a bang, but with gratitude, and in doing so, the door to your future opens fully. It's in that instant that the title of this video is fulfilled and true transformation begins. The activation, how your future self takes over. At this exact moment, when you pass the test of the echo from the past, the turning point happens. This is the secret that very few understand. You don't attract your desires into your current reality. That would be like trying to pour an ocean into a cup. Instead, you rise and become the person who already has those desires. You expand your cup to become the ocean itself. By saying no to the past, you are no longer trying to manifest. You become the manifestation itself. You activate your future self in the present moment. Think about it. The version of you who already has the success, love, peace, and abundance you desire is not some distant future possibility. In quantum physics, all possibilities exist simultaneously in the now. By aligning your energy, you are not creating that version of yourself. You are choosing it. You are tuning into the radio station where that version already exists. It becomes your dominant identity now. The question shifts from, what do I need to do to have this, to who do I need to be for this to feel natural to me? Start acting like that person immediately. Not tomorrow, not when you have proof. Now. How would your future self walk? With slumped shoulders and eyes on the ground, or with an upright posture and a confident gaze? How would they speak? With a hesitant, doubtful voice, or with clarity and conviction? What decisions would they make today? Would they stress over small bills or act from an unshakable certainty that abundance is their natural state? Would they spend the day complaining or looking for reasons to be grateful? By embodying this energy, you collapse time. Linear time is a construct of the three-dimensional mind. In the quantum field, past, present, and future are fluid. By living from the end result, you are pulling that future reality into your present. You're no longer waiting for something to happen. You're living in the frequency of it already happened. This identity shift is the most powerful force in the universe. You stop asking, begging, or waiting, and start allowing, receiving, and being. The external reality has no choice but to reorganize around your new identity. It's a fundamental law. The world you experience is always a mirror of your inner state of being. When you fundamentally change who you believe you are, the mirror must reflect that new image. People will begin to treat you differently. Opportunities that were once invisible will become obvious. Synchronicity intensifies, transforming into direct causality. You become the cause, and reality becomes the effect. This is true creative power. It's not about manipulating the external world, but mastering your internal world. It's realizing you were never a victim of circumstances. You were always the master of your energy. The activation of your future self is your graduation. It's the moment when you stop being a student of the law of attraction and become a master of the law of vibration. But there's one last piece of this puzzle, a declaration, a decree that seals this process and makes it irreversible. Now that you've activated your future self and embodied this new identity, there is a declaration that anchors this transformation into your physical reality. This is not an empty affirmation to be repeated mechanically. It's a decree of power. It is the message that Thoth himself, the scribe of the gods, inscribed into the heart of reality as the key to mastery. With total conviction, with every fiber of your being, declare aloud or in your inner silence, "I am the presence that receives." Feel the power resonating in those words. Let's break down this decree. The words "I am" are the two most powerful words in creation. In all spiritual traditions, they are considered the name of God, the affirmation of pure existence, the creative force of the universe. When you say "I am," you are claiming your divine power. You are not saying "I hope to be" or "I wish I were." You are declaring what you are, here and now. Whatever words follow "I am" become a direct command to your subconscious mind and to the universe. The second part, the presence that receives, defines your new functional identity. You are no longer the presence that seeks, that struggles, that chases, that longs. You become the presence that receives. This implies that the natural flow of the universe is in your direction. You position yourself as a magnetic center to which all good flows effortlessly. Not because you deserve more than others, but because you finally aligned with your true nature, which is abundance itself. Receiving becomes your default state, not a lucky exception. By making this declaration, you claim your sovereignty as a conscious co-creator. You are informing the universe, your soul, and every cell of your body that the tests are over and you are ready. You are no longer asking for permission to receive. You are announcing that your natural state is one of receiving. This declaration becomes your new personal constitution, the foundational law upon which your new reality will be built. It replaces the old beliefs of "I'm not good enough" or "life is hard." Repeat this decree whenever doubt tries to creep in. When a thought of fear or scarcity appears, don't fight it. Simply override it with the truth of your new being. I am the presence that receives. Use it as an anchor to keep yourself steady in your new frequency, especially when the outer world hasn't yet fully reflected your inner transformation. Ground yourself in this truth until it becomes as natural to you as breathing. The cascade of evidence. The physical world responds. After sealing your new identity with the decree "I am the presence that receives," get ready. Because the universe loves speed when a clear decision is made. While doubt creates stagnation, certainty creates movement. Things will begin to happen quickly in a cascade of events that may have once seemed miraculous, but which you will now recognize as the natural response to your new vibration. That phone call you've been waiting for months. It comes out of nowhere. That business opportunity that seemed impossible. Someone calls and offers it to you on a silver platter. The money you needed for a project. It shows up from a completely unexpected source. An overlooked refund, a surprise bonus, or a new client who pays in advance. These are no longer the subtle winks of synchronicity. This is physical, undeniable evidence. It is concrete proof that your internal reality has been and is being materialized in the physical world. The universe is showing you, in no uncertain terms, that it heard your declaration and is responding accordingly. You will see a series of events unfold, each one confirming and reinforcing your new identity. What used to be a constant struggle will become easy and fluid. Doors that were stubbornly closed will suddenly open without you having to force them. The right people, the ones who can help you, support you, and uplift you, will be magnetically drawn into your life, while those who drained your energy will naturally begin to drift away without conflict or drama. This is not the end of the process. It is the beginning of your new life. It is living proof that you are not a victim of circumstance, but the master of your energy and therefore the architect of your reality. Every positive event is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct reflection of the inner work you have done. It is crucial that you acknowledge this. Every time something good happens, instead of saying how lucky, say to yourself, of course, I am the presence that receives. This reinforces the pattern and speeds up the cascade even more. You will begin to live in a state of flow where things simply work out. Life stops being a battle and becomes a dance. You will feel guided, supported, and cared for by the universe in a way you never have before. The anxiety about the future will dissolve, replaced by an excited curiosity about what wonder the universe will deliver next. You learn to trust the flow because now you have the physical proof that it is carrying you in the right direction. You did it. You crossed the portal, decoded the signs, passed the tests, and activated your true identity. But your victory is not yours alone. In the unified field of consciousness, each individual victory sends a wave of possibility to the entire collective. By mastering this process, you don't just become a successful person, you become a lighthouse. Your energy, your story, and your very presence now serve as a guiding light for others who are still lost in the dark, exactly where you once were. Your responsibility now, your mission, is simply to maintain this frequency, to keep living as your future self, not to get more things, but because this is your true nature. Manifestation of desires becomes a pleasant side effect, no longer the primary goal. The real goal is the joy of being a clear channel for divine energy to flow through you and into the world. You become living proof that another way of life is possible, a way based on trust, joy, and flow, instead of fear, struggle, and resistance. The promise of Thoth and the unchanging law of the universe is this: for those who apply this knowledge with integrity and live from this state of being, abundance never stops. You are no longer playing the game of manifesting specific desires one by one. You have entered a state of continuous manifestation where well-being flows to you and through you constantly. Your life becomes a work of art, a symphony of synchronicity and grace, a living testament to the power of human consciousness aligned with Source. In the next 7 days, and in all the days that follow, your task is to watch the physical evidence accumulate. But don't watch with the anxiety of someone needing proof. Watch with the joy of a child watching their garden bloom. Each new manifestation is a flower unfolding, confirming the fertility of the soil you've cultivated within yourself. Give thanks for each one, because gratitude is the water that will keep your garden thriving and abundant forever. If you've made it this far, I want you to leave a comment saying, I already won, because that shows you've internalized the message of this video and declared your victory. If you'd like to help support the channel more directly, there's a link in the first pinned comment to contribute and support the creation of more content like this. Any help is very important to me and to the growth of the channel. But know this, just the fact that you stayed until the end already helps me immensely. You can also share this video with someone who needs this message. And don't leave yet. I picked a special video just for you. Click the video that's on the screen now, and I'll see you there.